How do and welcome back. Yes, same clothes as yesterday, and that's because I'm doing a back-to-back as I'm busy Saturday, so I won't have time to do the Sunday review. So it's still Friday for me, and today we're doing the postmodern classic. It's the Punk IPA. It's like with the Hazy Jane, it's like, I think this is their flagship beer. Hazy Jane is probably the next one down. You can buy this everywhere. It's just a classic. So let's get it open. Let's see what it looks like. I've washed my glass out. And I have the recipe, just as I did with the Hazy Jane. Okay, well, this is completely different. It's nothing like the Hazy Jane in appearance. It's golden, it's effervescent, totally clear, and a nice thick frothy white head. Ooh, and a nice amount of hops there. A little bit of dryness in the aroma. It's not as juicy as the Hazy Jane was. A little bit of malt coming through, but just a little. It smells like your typical sort of IPA beer. Right, cheers everyone. Let's take a taste. Now these are the type of beers I like. Nice and bitter at the back end. Sharpness too in that hop. There's a nice lemony sharpness there. But well, probably more like grapefruit actually. It's like a grapefruit sharpness. But there is a little bit of a lemony citrusy flavour too. It's not juicy like the Hazy Jane was, with all those mangoes and pineapple and things. It's not like that. This is more about like a citrusy, sharp fruit. But you're still getting some nice malt there as well. You know, a lot of people criticise this beer. When it first came out, I think it was something like 6-7%, and then they dropped it to about I think it was 5.6, and then it went down to 5.4, which is what this is at. And a lot of people criticise it, but what you've got to remember is this beer basically started the craft beer revolution in the UK. Before that, you know, pretty much it was more like traditional sort of beers, your lagers, your bitters, that sort of thing. And if you go back 20-30 years, the brewing industry in the UK was nearly on its knees. It was just these big InBev type breweries. This beer alone changed all that, and this brewery, Brewdog, they just changed all that. And because of this beer, people started to become introduced to New World hops, American hops, New Zealand hops, all of these different types of wonderful flavours, different styles of beer, and it spawned hundreds and hundreds, if not, well, no, thousands of microbreweries up and down the land. People, you know, they thought, wow, we can do this as well. Because when Brewdog started, it was only a very, very small brewery. But they grew in time. And that inspired a lot of people to open their own little breweries. And it all started with this beer, Punk IPA, postmodern classic. So yeah, people complain about it, but why? It's even at 5.4%, it's a really nice beer. And just purely from a business perspective, it makes sense to have it at 5.4 rather than 6.4 or 6.5, whatever happened to be in the past. Because 90% of the people who drink beer don't want big alcohol beers. They want something that they can sit in the pub with, have 3, 4, 5, whatever, and just enjoy themselves. And at 5.4%, it's perfectly placed. You've got a punch, but you can still have a few. Now, the recipe for this, let me just bring it up. I've got it on the computer here. It's a very simple malt bill. It's just extra light pale malt. So that's just like an extra light extract. Extra light pale malt. And what was the other one? I think it was a caramel malt. Let me just have a look. I've lost it now. Extra pale, and it's caramel. So that's all it is for the grain bill. But it's the hot bill that's the biggie. So you bitter with Chinook and Artemum. The flavour is, and I think it's at 30 minutes. They say middle. Add at the middle of the boil. So I'm assuming that's 30 minutes. Again, you add Chinook and Artemum. It's about 30 grams of each. No, sorry, 40 grams of each. And then at the end of the boil, for flavour, so maybe with 10 minutes to go, you add again Chinook, Artemum, Simcoe and Nelson. And it's about 12 grams of each. So there's a whopping amount that goes in then. But here's the thing. Now there's about 200 grams that go in at the dry hop. Chinook, Artemum, Simcoe, Nelson, Cascade and Amarillo. Together it's about 200 grams that you dry hop with. Yeah, I mean, you can. It's a beautiful aroma, but when you dry hop as well, it does add a little bit of flavour, and it's just a wonderful beer. I just love it. It wouldn't be cheap to, or the cheapest to brew yourself, but there's the recipe on the Punk IPA website. Well, the Brewdog website. Yeah, I like this beer. It is a classic, and it's nice and dry. It's nice and bitter. There's a nice hot bite to it, a zing with that like grapefruity sharpness. But you can still taste some of that sort of biscuity, bready sort of malt as well. Oh, that's a really nice beer. I do like it. Right, well, thanks for watching. I don't think I'm going to do a third today. I've caught up now, so I'm good. I can start catching up again on Sunday. So I hope you have a great weekend, or when you watch this, I hope you have a great Sunday, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye bye for now.